Hi, Brittany. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, because you're muted. That's why. Okay. You're muted? Does that make sense?
Oh.
Good. It's working. Hi, Christine.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm gonna need to plug my computer in. Okay.
Other two did RSVP that they would be able to join, so hopefully they'll come on in the next few minutes.
I know Beth was gonna make it.
Yeah, and Jeff.
How are things going at Town Hall without Karen there?
Yeah, it's
And
sad. We're holding down the fort though. They have a couple of people who they're going to interview in the next coming week. So hopefully,
good.
hopefully we'll get someone who's good.
Yeah, right.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Hello, Jeff.
Let me get my paperwork.
There's Jeff. Hi there. I don't know that we can hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, there were no meeting spaces available anyway, so this was good to have it remotely.
I know I was invited to many meetings, not for the town, but other ones.
Wow.
Hard to get a meeting room these days.
Tough in June.
Yeah. I think it's okay if we go ahead and start, and then we can announce her if Beth joins us.
That sounds good.
It seems that the rules we've been taught follow are arbitrary. They are often harmful. They're realizing that the system is rigged and it's never designed to help us. You can feel it in the air, a quiet revolution. People are walking away from jobs. Detectives confront a church secretary suspected of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the church where she worked. They said she used it on cruises and spending sprees on Amazon.
Okay, I'm just gonna share my agenda. There's not much on it, but if you could read us in, Heather.
Oh, sure, if you'd like. So you want me to read the agenda to open the meeting?
Yeah, you just need to read the name and the date, and then it's a fully remote meeting, and then we can start with a roll
Okay.
call.
Sorry, haven't played that role before.
That's okay.
So this is a meeting of Yarmouth's Open Space Committee, meeting today, Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, starting at 5:05 p.m. The meeting is available via Zoom link. And we are attending remotely via Zoom.
Perfect. And I'm the staff person, Brittany D'Arienzo. If everyone could just say their name to announce they're here for the record.
Sure. So I'm Heather McElroy.
Christine Brantley.
The investigation, it's Melissa.
Jeff Senator.
When the pastor of the William Baptist Church
Great.
contacted.
So the first item on the agenda is, as most of you know, Christine was our CPC representative, and since she's no longer on the Open Space Committee, we do need someone else to volunteer for that position. So the Community Preservation Committee meets pretty intensely for two and a half months, starting in October when the applications are due, and so they meet to review all the applications, and it kind of is fully dependent on how many applications that they get each year. So they review the applications, they have interviews with the applicants, and ultimately vote to make a recommendation to town meeting on whether or not to grant the money to each applicant. So it's kind of, it's kind of a time-intensive commitment. They meet on Wednesdays from 3 to 5 usually. Sometimes they don't take the 2 hours, and sometimes they do take the full 2 hours in the fall. Does anyone have any interest in joining the CPC and being the representative for the CPC committee?
Christine, you have some background noise. Is it possible for you to,
I'm hearing that as well.
All right, sorry.
a little bit hard to hear, but so is there any possibility that they would move their meeting time? Because 3 to 5 for people who work is,
Yeah.
if they're meeting like occasionally, that's doable, but on a regular basis, that's hard on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I think let me see what they're actually scheduled right now. I think they're scheduled to meet at 3 on every other Wednesday in the fall. I can ask John Marie if they would be willing to do that. Yeah, it's every other Wednesday, October through mid-December.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can ask her if they would be.
And they just need someone to be a member of CPC.
Yeah, so the CPC reviews applications in 3 categories. It's either open space, so that's why the input from the Open Space Committee is super important. It's for land acquisition through open space, through projects for open space like invasive species management and park projects, recreation, and historic. So they review projects in those 3 categories, and they have representatives from the Planning Board, from the Recreation Commission, other boards and committees all have a representative, so that there's kind of a round opinion.
And there's also open space, affordable housing, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, and affordable housing, yeah. Yeah, recreation and open space are kind of lumped sometimes.
I'll think about it. Might be able to do it.
I wonder, I know there's two openings. I wonder if they would be willing to have like a flexible open space committee member instead of just like, I know it's kind of a time commitment, so I don't know. We can see if they might be open to having like the seat for the open space committee, and it either be filled with someone who's interested that week, or if they need someone to commit to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think Beth is here.
Yes, I'm here. I don't know if you can
Okay.
hear me.
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, good. I'm driving. But you can mute me because I don't have anything to say right now. But I just wanted to listen in.
Okay, so Beth, right now we're just talking about a representative for the Community Preservation Committee, and they review the
Okay.
application for the money, to vote on giving the money out and seeing if anyone has any interest in being that representative for the Open Space Committee.
To be the lead of the open space committee, or I'm confused.
So the Open Space Committee would have a representative on the Community Preservation Committee.
Okay. Okay. Is anybody expressing an interest?
Some soft interest, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Are you interested, Beth?
Perhaps it's so hard to say, but how much involvement is it?
So they meet, they usually meet from 3 to 5 in the fall, from October, and they usually wrap up in December.
Every other week.
3 to 5. Okay. Yeah, no, I work until 5 most days, so
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know how they have so many representatives on the committee. I can see if they might be willing to change that.
Or even a little
Christine.
bit later, like if it could be 4 to 6 or something, it just,
Yeah.
that, yeah, it
Yeah.
could be tough, but, well, and so this person would need to be appointed by the selectmen, right? The board of, or the select board.
I think
Or
the
is it-
Open Space Committee just nominates the representative.
Okay,
I can confirm that, but Don Marie didn't mention that they needed to be appointed by the select board.
okay. So, yeah, so Christine expressed some interest. We have a question about timing. We could reconvene for a short meeting to nominate person if, after we had some answers, maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
if Christian is interested, I would support that, and again, if I don't know if it would make sense to tag team or, but yeah, I'd have to know, like I said, I'm driving right now, so I'd have to know a little bit more. But if she wants to do it, then I would support that.
Well, in my previous job that I had, I worked with and talked to Gary Ellis, who was the chair. So we would kind of communicate about, and it's not that he encouraged me to get on the open space, but I told him I was. So we would talk a lot about it. So I'm a little familiar with it, and I would be interested in it.
Okay. And would you be available at the 3 o'clock time, or you still would want to know if they would be able to move it?
I might be able to make something work. If it could be like remote participation, or like not all the time, but I mean, I work until 4, so I just would have to take off early, and it could probably work out.
Okay. All right. It seems like if so, they would have to get all the other committee members who are already on board to change the time. But yeah, we can either make a tentative vote, or just postpone and have a short meeting at another time. But so there is an executive session next week, and to talk about some other important items for the CPC, and so they were hoping to get somebody on board just to get. They're going to discuss.
I see.
It would be good for a new person to be in that executive session.
Got it. Yeah. So we could, Christine, if you're interested, we could, vote to nominate you. And if it seems like it didn't work out, or it was too big of a commitment or something, then we can revisit it, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree with that.
perfectly willing to give it a shot. I think I
Okay.
can make it work. Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
All right, let's get a motion to appoint Christine Brantley to be the representative for the Community Preservation Committee.
so moved.
What's the
Aye.
word I use?
Second.
Second,
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't hear that.
So Jeff
I
seconded
support
it,
it,
and,
whatever it is. Yeah.
and we just need a roll call vote. So Heather,
Heather McElroy, aye.
Jeff Senical,
Je-
aye.
Beth Conway, aye.
Christine, do you vote for yourself?
I think you can.
Vote for myself, aye. Christine Brantley, aye.
Awesome. Great. And then the next item is just that since Christine stepped down, the chair position is open. Heather is currently vice chair. And so if anyone is interested in the chair position, please make it known.
Way to break it down for anybody who doesn't say.
Don't have the time.
A section for, and maybe there's overlap.
Was that you don't have the
Open.
time? Is that what you said, Jeff?
For the open space
Yes.
committee? Yeah, I mean, you
No,
only
I-
meet as needed.
So it's like, it's all the same products, but.
So if Christine is taking on CPC, I can continue in the role of, well, move from vice chair to chair. I'm willing to do that.
Okay. That's great. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather.
So can we have a motion to appoint Heather as the chair of the open space committee?
Motion to appoint Heather McElroy to the chair of the Open Space Committee.
Is a site,
I second that.
on its own, right? So.
Second that, whatever, Beth.
And just, we need a roll call vote.
So, yeah,
Jeff Senical, aye.
Christine Brantley, aye.
Okay,
Beth Conway, aye.
and Heather McElroy, aye.
great. Okay, last one, since Heather's now the chair, we need a vice chair.
Oh, God.
And you just be chair if in Heather's absence to run a meeting if she's not here. Which have been far and few between and very short.
It's a pretty low commitment.
Low commitment. Someone volunteer.
What if Heather can't do it? Do we
Okay,
need
I'll
a
do it.
backup? Okay.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, amazing.
All right, so I move that Christine Brantley will serve as vice chair of Yarmouth's Open Space Committee.
Twice, they're trying to get us for at the end of the.
I second it.
And roll call vote, Heather McElroy, aye.
Jeff
Beth
Senical,
Conway,
aye.
aye.
Christine Brantley, aye.
Okay. And now, Heather, if you could just read the executive session blurb.
Sure. The Open Space Committee will enter into executive session by roll call vote pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapters 30A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, as conducting an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the town. So roll call vote, Heather McElroy, aye.
Christine Brantley, aye.
Jeff
Beth
Senical,
Conway,
aye.
aye.
Okay, we are now in executive session. I have the Zoom set up where people have to be admitted by me, so no one else is present on the Zoom. It is just the Open Space Committee. And now we can discuss the potential land acquisition on the table right now, which is the Kingsway portion. And so if you guys had a chance to just review the two documents that I sent you, was an environmental review of the parcel and the site plan that was generated by a surveyor. I can pull those up too. And so here's the surveyed site plan. It's a portion of a parcel. It's about 3.2 acres. It's currently fully wooded. It's a wooded lot. And there are two there's two encroachments that exist on the lot in the form of just unimproved pathways. This one on the right is currently used by the Taylor Bray Farm, which is located further east. And this one on the left is used as a driveway for a house on Bray Farm Road. There are some other maps in the assessment. It'll be in the future risk of flooding is a potential area for salt marsh migration. A portion of it is within the buffer zone to two wetlands, one to the east and one to the north. It's bound on these sides by already conservation-owned open space parcels. And so it would serve as a buffer zone to those two wetlands. There's a FEMA flood map. There's a portion on there. And the last portion is that it's been identified by the Nature Conservancy as critical natural landscape, which pretty much just ties into the fact that it's the buffer zone to those two wetlands and provides important habitat. So in my opinion, it's a good parcel to acquire as open space. The town wouldn't need to do anything to it. It's already kind of unimproved wooded lot. Right now, the Kingsway has it maintained as open space. It's in part of their deed, but they exceed their open space requirements. So they could potentially sell this to become subdivided into parcels that would be buildable. And so the Kingsway trustees are interested in selling it to the town because they need some money, and they want to keep they recognize its importance as open space. They would just not like to own it any longer. So they do have the option to sell it to developers as well, but we have been talking to them for a while, and we think they would like to sell it to the town.
They're
Right
asking
now,
how much?
I was going to ask, how far is it from where they developed the Davenport right off of 6A?
I'll zoom in on a different map to show you.
It's on the opposite side of the highway.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
By the
Opposite
golf
Route 6A.
course? Okay.
Correct.
All right, so here's Fallon's Pond. I'm going to zoom in here. Is Grace Beach. And this parcel is here. So here's 6A. And so this is Taylor Bray Farm. Oops. Taylor Bray Farm is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it directly abuts the Taylor Bray Farm parcel. Here's the blueberry patch.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's this triangle here.
Is it publicly accessible at all, or would it be via Taylor Bray Farm?
Yeah, so currently you see this road here. Taylor Bray Farm uses that encroachment on the eastward side for their hayride in the fall.
Mhm.
So it's connected through that pathway there. And the ancient way, Hockanum Road / Bray Farm Road, is along the northern portion of the whole lot. You can't really see it here, but it divides right through here. So people walk this trail, Bray Farm Road. It's pretty short, but they could walk that trail and come down here and circle around Bray Farm.
And how many acres is it?
It's 3.2 acres.
And what are the thoughts on the driveway access that exists presently?
Yeah, so if we acquire it, we would have to decide whether or not to leave that there. I personally don't have any issues with it. It's 10 feet wide and it's not very large. It cuts right through here. But obviously, if it becomes town-owned land, people might walk on it, and the homeowners, we would have to discuss with the homeowners what to do about it. And so the select board might have thoughts about it as well, but I don't think it's a big drawback, but it definitely exists.
It's a legally established easement for their access? It's not.
No, it is not.
So that would have to be resolved.
Yeah. So they would have to either put an easement on it officially for access to the town property.
I can't believe they built a house or bought a house with like such a wacky access, but
I don't know what their actual legal access is, because Hockanum Road is like an ancient way, and it's not mapped as a road, but it does exist through here. So that probably was their access, but it connects over Bray Farm, which is town owned as well. So the ancient ways have kind of always had their own rules that aren't super official. And it has been difficult to distinguish them sometimes.
Right.
Here. Would there be any way that the town would sell that portion right at the corner just for the driveway access, just for money purposes?
That's a good question. I hadn't considered it. We can always ask them. Yeah,
Would-
it
I mean,
wouldn't
I've
be large.
heard of that. I don't know if that would complicate things or not, but it's my thought.
Yeah, it's not that big.
That might be a good solution. You'd have to go through the subdivision or A&R process to
They have to do that anyway, because the parcel as a whole, it's part of this triangle is part of this larger parcel, which they have golf
okay.
course hold on.
Got it. So, okay, yeah. That could
And
be.
it's not close to where the conservation areas are.
It's the furthest away, yeah, from the conservation owned parcels, which are
Mhm.
on the north and the eastern side.
Yeah. Any other thoughts from the group or questions for
I
Brittany?
mean, I'm
about-
always going to support not cutting down trees. I just wonder, you know, is it going to be a big expense for the town? That's the only thing I'm thinking about. But I'm always in favor of saving a tree, but I don't know like how expensive it is or how it's gonna, you know, if it's not going to be a big deal, then I would support it.
We do
Does that
have
make
an
sense?
appraisal. I can't share the whole appraisal with you, but it comes in around $1 million for the parcel. And
Mhm.
so there are funds available through CPC to cover the full amount, and there are other grants available to supplement that amount with the state through the land grants, which I would intend on applying for in this round if the Open Space Committee, CPC, and Select Board are favorable to the acquisition of this parcel. Then we would apply for those, which are up to $425,000 in reimbursement.
Okay. That sounds good.
Hmm.
How many lots
Okay.
could be created? Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Oh,
No, that's all right.
They have a plan showing 3 possible lots here.
Okay.
So given today's market, $1 million for, even if you would divide it up, that's a reasonable price.
Yeah, I think they put into consideration in that appraised value the the engineering and building and permitting
Sure.
process to subdivide these lots and put a building on them.
Mhm.
And I do think there is a little bit of room for negotiation to get the price down a little bit because of the encroachments and because of the additional permitting that would be needed for this parcel because it's so close to this wetland on the side. Not sure how much.
Mhm.
A little.
I
Mhm.
support
Well,
it.
and if the other end was cut off to make an access for, like a legal access for this house,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be a saving as well. Interesting. I'll just note that, you showed that a large portion of this property could get flooded in the future. So
Yes.
the future viability of homes out there is, it's stressful, I guess. Not great for the long-term outlook, but I guess I also support the acquisition for the
Mhm.
due to the proximity to existing open space and sensitive resources.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, as do I.
I agree.
Great. Are there any other questions about the parcel? Or the portion of
I
the
don't have
parcel,
any
I guess?
questions.
So maybe just for context, Brittany, is it possible for you also to share with us, I know we're in executive session, but the town's conversations about the Anthony's Pier,
Yes.
whatever, on the other side of town, on the Barnstable line.
Yes,
Coming.
definitely. If we could just, if we're done with Kingsway, and we're all in general favor, can we get a vote to issue a letter of support to the CPC in favor of acquiring this Kingsway parcel?
Yes, I think maybe part of my question really is, you know, are there trade-offs between this and the Anthony's Pier parcel?
Okay, yeah, so we can
terms
talk
of-
about it first then. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in on my map to Anthony's, which is also in Yarmouthport, but on the far, far other side. Let me just find it. Okay.
In the past, I don't know how many members of this committee are aware, but in the past, the community, there was some pushback around new acquisitions of land in Yarmouthport versus other parts of the town. So I don't know whether that will come up at town meeting or not, but
Can you say that again? They've been against that?
yeah, I think people felt like there was enough open space in Yarmouthport, and sorry. And not enough focus on other parts of town. So
Okay.
I mean, I think that there's a good argument to be made for that acquiring that parcel. But just to be aware that that could be something that comes up.
Tricky, yeah.
As somebody who lives in West Yarmouth, I was thinking the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
It is, these are just happening at the same time as a coincidence. And unfortunately, we don't get opportunities like this very often. So our last land acquisition was in 2021 on Higgins Crow Road. So that was in West Yarmouth, those 4 or 5 small parcels. And so we just have to consider the opportunities that are available to us at the time. And so these two, yeah, are both in Yarmouthport, but they're also very different.
Mhm.
Kingsway is much further along in the process. I've gotten the due diligence. So from conservation, from the health department, fire department, we've got our appraisal done. No 21E is required because it's an undeveloped lot. And we're going to, in front of the select board on June 24th to discuss with them if we have their support to begin negotiations, because they've been talking about that with us for a long time. Anthony's kind of, after the fire, was kind of sprung on as a thought. So the Barnstable Land Trust and the town of Barnstable have been talking with the town of Yarmouth and discussing. Pretty much right now, we're at visioning. We're having a meeting on Monday with the owner for the first time to discuss his willingness to sell, number one, and his timeline, his thoughts. We don't even know if he really is willing to sell to the town. He kind of mentioned it, but we're meeting with him on Monday to kind of get a better feel for it. And I think this parcel may not be fully open space intended.
Mhm.
At the beginning, earlier meeting, we had one meeting with a bunch of stakeholders from Barnstable and Yarmouth in the town of Barnstable. And they were talking about visioning here for like a viewing platform because of it's a waterfront view, and having some educational signage and a short trail down to the waterfront. So it would be more, there would be more recreation on this site as opposed to the other site, which would be really, really just open space,
Mhm.
and some passive recreation where they might envision, a viewing platform, some benches. I'm not sure, it's very early in the process, but they were thinking of something more for this site, especially because it's on the town line, that both towns would be stakeholders and they would both contribute. So even though on the map it looks like Yarmouth's got the bigger portion, they're both almost exactly 5 acres. So the Yarmouth side has 5 acres. Unfortunately, we have most of the asphalt, most of the buildings. And so they've got a couple of buildings and some pavement too. So that's the other downside of this parcel, is that it's highly developed. And so the main building, the one in the middle, is the one that burned down. There's asbestos in it. There's all sorts of hazards on the site. It's been partially demolished, but it needs to be fully demolished. And if we were to acquire this site, there would be a requirement in the purchase and sale that all the buildings and pavement be removed. So that would decrease the price a lot, and maybe the seller's interest in selling it to us.
Right.
Because they wouldn't be getting as much money because it's not as valuable since they have to do all that work.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is a unique parcel, and that, we've got this House Mill Pond here,
Yeah.
and it would be a waterfront view for both towns to have some sort of recreation in Yarmouthport, which around here, I guess you can go to Grays Beach, but it would be unique.
Mm-hmm.
Is the member that you're meeting or the town is meeting with, is it one of the Athanuses?
So can you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Is it one of the Athanus family?
I think we're meeting with Anthony
No?
and his
Well,
lawyer.
okay, Anthony has passed away, but one of the sons used to live there and manage that property, Michael, I believe. And the last I heard, there was a big family squabble about this, but that's dated information that goes back, oh boy, 3 or 4 years, possibly even longer.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me see who I'm meeting with.
Now, there may be an Anthony number 2 as well, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just the lawyer. We're meeting with Anthony and his lawyer, Rob, and he's the one who
Okay,
set it
yeah.
up. So
Yep.
yeah, so this one's 5 acres. Kingsway is 3.2. That one's already kind of undisturbed open space with some high quality aspects. So with the Nature Conservancy, priority natural landscape, it's priority area for salt marsh migration with sea level rise, and it will be inundated by flooding by 2070. Whereas this parcel has a really steep coastal bank. So I haven't done any of the mapping on this parcel yet because it's much farther behind in the process. But this parcel I see having a lot more work. It's also infested with invasive species. There's a lot of problematic species here. So if we do acquire it, even if it's vacant, all the structure's gone, there'd still be a lot of work to do.
Sure.
That's helpful, though. I appreciate that overview. And it seems like it's different enough. It's on a different time frame, and it's different enough from the other parcel that there would be less sort of competition for open space resources, is I guess where I'm thinking
That's
about
what
it.
I'm hoping as well. So for the Kingsway parcel, they've asked to be included, if everything goes well with select board, with CPC, they've asked to be included on the fall town meeting.
Mhm.
Where this, I would expect it to be at the Springtown meeting in the very earliest,
Mhm.
if they even do decide to sell it to the
Yeah.
town. So I hope that the select board can differentiate that in their minds as well, because I know it's intimidating to have these both parcels in the same neighborhood up for sale, but they are very different.
Mhm. Yeah, there could be all kinds of other potential.
Yeah,
uses.
and so this one, I don't know why they didn't divide it by town, but the appraisal for this one for all 11 acres came in at 4.7 million. So
4.7.
yeah,
Hmm.
so more money for this lot, but I think that would be, I mean, in my opinion, it would be negotiated down due to all the work that they would have to do. And Bob has said that he doesn't think that the select board is interested in this parcel because they envision the potential for, you know, a waterfront event space or housing that could get a lot of taxpayer money.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if they're actually on board, but the open space committee would definitely be the first step.
Mhm.
I'd also be concerned about fuel tanks that are on that site.
Yeah, so I think
in the restaurant.
as part of the due diligence for this parcel, a 21E assessment would definitely be required, which is an additional cost.
Yeah.
And yeah, these buildings are so old, who knows
Yeah.
what's going on in them.
Okay,
I
well,
hope you're not hearing my dog eat his dinner. Sorry.
no.
Okay, good.
So if there aren't any other questions about this, which wasn't really on our agenda, but I appreciate your taking the time to explain that to us.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on it.
We can vote to recommend that the town pursues the acquisition of the Kingsway parcel. Is that something like that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Issue a letter of support.
I mean, I can move that and then we'll look for a second, or someone else could move that or something like that.
I'll move to issue a letter for acquisition of the Kingsway parcel.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Great.
Okay.
And all in favor? Again, roll
Aye.
call, probably.
Beth Conway in favor.
Christine Brantley in favor.
Jeff Senical in favor.
And Heather McElroy, aye.
Great. That's all I had. Thank you guys for taking the time this evening to talk about those two. I'll get you, Christine, some more information about the CPC committee. And if there's any movement on the Anthony's parcel, I'll let you guys know or call another meeting if there requires some next steps from us.
Sure.
There's definitely a long way to go on that one. We need to get some more information under us. But I think this
Thank you,
Kingsway is a good
Brittany.
opportunity.
I appreciate all the information, Brittany. That's helpful.
Very much so. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Anyone have anything else?
No?
Not for now. Thank you.
Someone make a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Second? I'll second it. And all those in favor? Heather
Aye.
McElroy, aye. Jeff Senical?
Aye.
Christine?
Hi.
Aye.
Great.
Thank
All
you
right.
all. Have a great
Thanks,
evening.
Brittany.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Brittany.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks,
Bye.
Brittany. Bye-bye.